And he's talking about how in recent years, up to $64 billion has gone to less than 2 million people
That's a
per
lot of
year.
money out of yours and my pocket because the First Nations pay no federal taxes.
Another interesting perspective, and one that most people I didn't think about, was that in the last half dozen years or dozen years, there's been over 200 new, I was going to say treaties, but reserves.
Yes.
So there's approximately 46 43 new reserves a year being created.
Yeah. And that brings up
And
another issue that I wanted to say. These lands that they're being put into these reserves are taken out of the rural community tax base because now the rural counties cannot tax it, and that money goes towards building roads, putting in power lines, putting in infrastructure, fresh water facilities, all this stuff. That money is taken out of the local taxation system and adds an extra burden to taxpayers to cover that lack of generation of taxes for that property. In Alberta, I believe, just let me look up this article, the Sunni Nation, excuse me if I don't pronounce it right, is eyeing nearly 1,000 hectares of land for planned development. So what they did is they bought a bunch of land and are looking at, there's the article, they're looking at transferring the land they bought from a developer, and they're adding more than 300 hectares of land directly north of its border to the reserve, with plans to convert the area into a residential development. Then what they're going to do is rent the land out to people to build houses on under land development contracts, where the reserve collects the money for the rent and removes all that land and buildings and housing development from the tax base of the community, but all the roads and infrastructure and water services and flood mitigations all come from our taxpayers, and they're taking 1,000 acres of taxable or hectares of taxable land out of the tax rolls of the county to provide those services. And when that becomes a small town or community, they're taking that tax money out as well for the maintenance of that land. And guess who gets stuck with it? We have to pay probably higher fees as a result of that. And I think that is pushing the envelope of the acquisition concept of reservations to the ultimate degree, where it's actually taking away from, like, the tax base of Bragg Creek is going to be hindered because of it. The road repair budgets are going to go up because of increased traffic when they do the housing development there. There's going to be all sorts of hidden issues that go on with this land, and guess who gets stuck with the bills? We do. So I think we have to look at what's really going on and the exploitation of the system by the First Nation.
Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and please share the video. Don't be afraid to share this commercial with your friends too.